Welcome to TVC News, our top stories. Zanzibar affirms its commitment to elderly care and support. Lukuvi challenges political parties as elections near. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Nasa Kingo. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TVC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TVC Online. We start in Zanzibar, where the president of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has directed all institutions that are responsible for the social welfare for the elderly to execute their duties accordingly and timely, offering solutions to the challenges facing by the elderly. Dr. Mwinyi has given the instructions in Chake District, Pemba South Region, during the climax of the celebrations to mark International Day for Older Persons. The institutions that were given directives included the Ministry of Health, which is to establish special desks for the elderly. The desks will give priority to the elderly and also ensure sufficient number of specialist doctors for the group.
Nitaitaka Wizara ya Afya kuhakikisha kwamba changamoto zote ambazo zimeelezwa leo hapa.
I urge the Ministry of Health to ensure that all the health challenges mentioned here today, including prioritizing health services for the health fund, are fully addressed. Additionally, increase the number of geriatric doctors, as they are currently very few.
The Minister of State, Prime Minister's Office, Policy, Coordination and Parliamentary Affairs, William Lukuvi, urges political parties in the country to compete in terms of policies and ideas in the manner that adhere to the elections rules and regulations to maintain peace and stability in the country. Here's a report by Henry Mabumo, read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
It is for the first time the Minister of State, Prime Minister's Office, Policy, Coordination and Parliamentary Affairs, and the Registrar of Political Parties to make an official visit to the registered political parties' offices. One of the political party offices visited is ACT Wazalendo, together with Chauma political party, assuring them of the commitment of President Samia Suluhu Hassan to ensure free and fair elections.
Kufuatia falsafa yake ya R4.
Following the philosophy of 4R, she has sincerely decided to ensure that all elections conducted under her administration will be honorable elections that respect laws and regulation.
Furthermore, the minister visited United People's Democratic Party, UPDP, together CCK, Chama cha Kijamii, urging the leaders to encourage the citizens to register and vote in the upcoming local government elections.
To you, the parties, ensure that your members register and enroll to qualify for participating in the elections and to advocate during elections.
Some leaders of political parties, apart from applauding the work done by the government to ensure democracy prevails, they have promised also to promise to fully participate in the upcoming local government elections coming November this year.
We will engage in elections and civilized politics. We promise that. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable President, guiding us on principles that give us great hope that we'll achieve something good and receive sound guidance.
Let's move now to the Kagera region, where the increase in price of coffee crop from 1,200 Tanzanian shillings per kilogram to 5,000 Tanzanian shillings has greatly transformed the lives of the farmers, as well as increased the revenue for the Kagera District Council, which is the #1 district in the cultivation of the coffee crop in the country. Here's a report by Charles Mobea, read by Shinona Sayed.
Coffee farmers have praised the government following the increase in the price of the coffee crop from 1,200 shillings during the last crop season to 5,600 shillings this season, which has transformed the life of the farmers economically.
Kawa imepanda na heri kidogo imepatikana.
Because the price of coffee has gone up, so we have made quite a profit. I want you to finish the construction of my house and at least to buy a car so that it can help in my activities. I'm very proud of the current situation of rising coffee prices as it has increased the value of life, even production in the farm. It's also a privilege because I'll be able to employ many people as well.
The District Executive Director of Kagera, James Jones, says until now his council has collected more than 4 billion shillings as coffee crop tax collections, a step that is expected to boost the budget for development project in the district.
In the past years, we have spent almost 900 million to 1 billion. But now, after this development project, they will go from 1.8 to 1.9 billion, which is the increase of 40% of the council contribution to development projects.
The Kagera District Commissioner, Zaituni Msofe, says the new coffee crop price has led to a reduction of smuggling of the crop abroad.
Lakini mwaka huu ndio niseme almost kama kahawa hazijatoroshwa.
This year, coffee has not been smuggled to a large extent due to the fact that the control was very strong at the border and the prices of the coffee went up last year. It was 2,000 to 3,000, but this year it has reached 6,000.
Tanzania mainland will conduct local government elections on November 27th, 2024 to vote for local government representatives. TBC News continues to bring you all the issues to explore various subjects concerning the elections. Today, a political analyst, Patinas Niagira, elaborates the factors that contributed to inadequate youth involvement in the local government elections and what can be done to improve the situation.
About 60 and above of this population of the community in Tanzania is formed with the youth. And the youth are not actually getting into electing leaders. They don't participate largely into such activities. And this might be delusional with the political system. That they don't see themselves that they are what counts, they are what matters. And this actually needs to be looked at very carefully with the political system, with the political class, and the leaders. Because if 60% of the people do not feel that their votes count, do not feel that their votes have meaning or will bring change, then we may be heading to dangerous times. We may be heading to dangerous environment. Another thing is about lack of account awareness. And sometimes, the economic system has made people to speak of their stomach. They don't speak of others. They don't speak of having a government which cares and which actually is responsible, government that delivers its promises, government that corrects properly taxes and uses taxes proper in a manner that benefits all. So this kind of environment makes most of the youth turn away from the realities of the politics. Unemployment and economic challenges is another thing that needed to be looked at. Unemployment also makes people think of eating, survival. They don't think of anything more. You think of survival, and in survival, it will not make you go deeper into analyzing the systems you have and how credible and viable they are. And at the end of the day, you may lead yourself into times have gone. You may not even understand how things have changed. You find yourself, you have governments and they are there. Leaders have been elected. You don't know how they are elected. There are some people that may change majorly on the economic issues and needed to be looked at. Now, how do we get out of this situation? First, the government should deliver its promise, ensure that the votes of the people count. The votes of the people make changes, make meaning. When they go to vote, they see the meaning of voting. They see. And how do they see the meaning of voting? They have to get the candidate of their choice, but also When you are in power, you ensure that everything as per constitution is being restored.
As we celebrate World Cotton Day, a day set to shine a light on one of the most important and versatile crops, my colleague Faith Ngaga has prepared the following feature on the significance and contribution of this crop to the socio-economic lives of the people.
On October 7th, the world comes together to celebrate Cotton Day, a day to recognize the significance of cotton, a crop that weaves the fabric of many lives. Here in Tanzania, cotton is a lifeline for thousands. Cotton has been part of Tanzania's agricultural landscape since the late 19th century. It has since evolved into a crucial component of Tanzania's economy. According to the Tanzania Cotton Board, TCB, cotton farmers in Tanzania are estimated to reach 600,000, scattered in about 17 regions throughout the country. Farmers of all these 17 regions, despite the fact that they grow other crops, depend on the cotton crop as their main commercial crop. The cotton industry has continued to grow and strengthen due to the increase of cotton farmers in the country. Among the increase of farmers witnessed in recent years is the start of production in the regions of Dodoma and Katavi, which alone are estimated to have a total of 30,000 new farmers according to the 2018-2019 farming season. However, the journey is not without challenges. Climate change, pests, and fluctuating global prices threaten the very fabric of these farmers' lives. Amidst these challenges, hope shines through sustainable practices. Initiatives focused on organic farming are empowering farmers to improve their yields. Cotton is deeply woven into the cultural fabric of Tanzania. It influences traditional attire, crafts, and community celebrations. Furthermore, the future of cotton in Tanzania looks promising. New initiatives are encouraging youth to engage in agriculture, bringing innovation and energy to the sector. Cotton is more than a crop. It is a story of resilience, community, and hope. As we celebrate World Cotton Day, let us recognize the importance of supporting sustainable practices and fair trade to ensure a thriving future for Tanzania's cotton farmers. This goes in line with this year's theme, which is making cotton fair and sustainable for all, from farm to fashion. Faith Ngaga, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Faith Ngaga, for that insight on World Cotton Day. Tabora Region Administrative Secretary Dr. John Mboya says that in the period of 3 years from the financial year 2021-2022 until now, the government has allocated more than 29 billion Tanzanian shillings for the Tabora region to build 5 district hospitals, 19 health centers, complete the construction of 93 dispensary buildings, and the purchase of 17 ambulances, a move that has greatly boosted the quality of services offered to the communities in the region. He made the remarks when receiving a team of specialist doctors under President Samia's super specialist program, who are currently in the region to provide specialist medical services of various types. Here is a report by Dr. Elias, read by Antonia Kiveria.
For a period of 6 days from Monday to Saturday this week, 57 specialist doctors in various disciplines will be in Tabora region providing medical services in all 8 districts in the hospitals in the region. Speaking while receiving the doctors, the Tabora Region Administrative Secretary, Dr. John Boyer, says the government has spent more than 29 billion Tanzanian shilling to put in place various infrastructures and improve health services for the residents of the Tabora region.
Kwa dhati kabisa kumpongeza sana Mheshimiwa Rais wetu.
Sincerely, we would like to congratulate the President for the great work and the great investment she continues to make in the health sector. The efforts she has done continues to bring great comfort to the people.
On the other hand, Director for Reproductive, Maternal, Newborn and Health, Ministry of Health, Dr. Felix Bundala, says the program has been fruitful for the community.
And that's why when he comes with the first phase, in the first phase we were able to save about 70,000 patients. This phase we want to reach more than 100,000.
Women with reproductive diseases and those with various problems related to women diseases should come in large numbers so that they can get help.
Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism, Ambassador Dr. Pindi Chana, says the government of Tanzania is committed to improve the infrastructure of the South Zone parks to ensure more accessibility and in turn promote tourism and boost the revenue of the residents. She made the remarks and commitment during the 60th anniversary of the Ruaha National Park held in Msembe in Iringa. Here's a report prepared by Irene Mwakalinga and read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
The Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism Ambassador Dr. Pindi Chana hails the Ruaha National Park for great success despite existing challenges.
So here in the reserve, you will find the great Ruaha River. We all are witnesses that this river flows its water into the important reservoirs for the generating electricity, which are Mtera, Kidatu, and now the Julius Nyerere Dam.
The minister calls on investors to maximize on the opportunities emerging following improved infrastructure and urges the citizens to fully conserve the existing resources.
Welcome. Let's establish new tourism products. And right now, there is a walking tourism, including the night works.
Earlier, the Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism launched a hot air balloon tourism, aiming to promote tourism more in the Ruaha Park.
We welcome you to Iringa for tourism in Ruaha National Park. But it is also an opportunity to see the southern circuit of Tanzania. We see a great opportunity in how tourism is opening up. So we, the investors and those of us in the private sector, see the 60 years of Ruaha as a successful for us.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan's historical film, The Royal Tour, has also contributed greatly in the increasing of the number of tourists visiting the national park from 9,900 to 19,000.
As the date to commemorate the death of Julius Nyerere, the father of the nation, nears, TBC News continues to honor his legacy by speaking to various current and retired political leaders, diplomats, citizens, and so on. Tonight, TBC News talks with the former Prime Minister of Tanzania, Joseph Warioba, who insists Nyerere was one of the few leaders who walked the talk.
You know, his leadership, the leadership Nyerere was inclusive. And elections were electing leaders who are going to lead the people. But what is important in remembering Mwalimu and his colleagues are the fundamental principles that he left with us. To maintain what they decided at that time. When I was talking in Swahili, I said it is important that what he established, the unity that we have in this country, the peace that prevails here, it is what they did at that time. And I think it is important to maintain that. Nyerere acted what he said. He behaved in action. And I think that is one of the qualities that we should sort of emulate. We are very good in talking good things, but the way we behave is different. One thing we can learn from him, whatever he preached, he exercised the same way. And I think those two things that we should try as much as possible to maintain the success we achieved under his leadership, particularly and making sure the country remains united, peaceful, but also we should emulate the leadership qualities he showed.
That's the former Prime Minister of Tanzania, Joseph Warioba, who is one of the best people to talk about the founding father, Julius Kambarage Nyerere. Now, before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And now here is international news as compiled and read by Lua Muhammad.
Israel war on Gaza marks 1 year as one of the deadliest and most destructive in recent history. According to Israeli officials, the October 7, 2023 attack on Israel by the Palestinian group Hamas killed 1,139 people and about 250 were taken captive. According to Palestinian health officials, Israel's war on Gaza has killed nearly 42,000 people, a little over half of them women and children, and wounded more than 96,000. The death toll is likely to be much higher as thousands of people remain buried under rubble or in areas inaccessible to medical teams in a military operation many governments and rights groups have termed a genocide against the Palestinians. The UN says the war has damaged or destroyed over 92% of Gaza's main roads and more than 84% of its health facilities. It estimates that nearly 70% of Gaza's water and sanitation plants have been destroyed or damaged. In other news, the Hamas group has launched rockets in the city of Tel Aviv and Israel for the first time since the mid-August this year. However, the Israel government said that all the missiles were intercepted and did not cause any harm in the country. And countries around the world are scrambling to get their citizens out of Lebanon as the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah escalates. 229 Brazilians were evacuated on Sunday. Brazil is said to be home to the largest Lebanese diaspora.
Thank you very much, Lua Muhammad, for the international news. Sports news up next. In sports news, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa says President Samia Suluhu Hassan has provided a direct flight for Taifa Stars players to travel to DR Congo for the CAF Africa Cup of Nations match to be played on October 10th. Speaking after visiting Taifa Stars at training grounds in Dar es Salaam, Prime Minister Majaliwa urged the players to play their part as president, and the whole nation are behind them during this time when they are fighting for the AFCON 2025 qualification.
The president has decided first to provide a guaranteed transportation, that is written Air Tanzania for you, so that you can be able to do your work in Congo perfectly and come back. This is a very big boost, and we believe that you get success. So as a prayers, finalize your final touches in training, ready for traveling tomorrow.
Taifa Stars plays Congo away on October 10th before return leg match at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium on October 15th. Stars already, the team has played 2 matches, winning 1 and drawing 1 match, and have collected 4 points. DR Congo leading the Group H with 6 points after winning all the 2 opening games. And of course, we wish all the best to Taifa Stars. Group stage matches for Tanzania champion Young Africans and Simba Sports Club in CAF Champions League and Confederation Cup 2024-2025 have been confirmed following a draw held in Cairo, Egypt today. Young Africans will face 5 times CAF Champions League TP Mazembe from DR Congo in Group A, while other teams in the group being Al Hilal and MC Alger from Algeria. Simba Sports Club will take on 2 Arabic teams from Arabic countries. That is CS Sfaxien of Tunisia, Constantine of Algeria, and FC Bravos of Angola. The CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation Cup will kick off at the end of November as Young Africans and their rivals Simba start their group stage campaign at home at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. That's the sports news. Now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours, starting from 9 p.m. tonight.
Hello, dear viewers, and welcome for the next 24 weather forecast from the Meteorological Authority. My name is Rebecca William. Starting with wind patterns and winds expected to flow at the speed of 20 km per hour for Lake Tanganyika, Lake Victoria, together with the entire coast, at the speed of 30 km per hour for Lake Nyasa, and the state of the sea is expected to be slight. And for tonight, to expect areas around Lake Victoria Basin to feature this particular condition, that showers over a few areas, while for the rest part of the country are expected to feature this particular condition. And for tomorrow, we expect West region together with areas around Lake Victoria Basin to feature this particular condition, that showers over a few areas and some periods, while for the Tanga together with the Nguja and Pemba ISOs are expected to feature this particular condition, rain showers over a few areas and some periods, while for Southern Highland, Dar es Salaam, Pwani together with the Indian and Tabora region are expected to feature this particular condition, light rain showers over a few areas and some periods, while for the rest part of the country are expected to feature this particular condition and some periods. Let us see the next 4 days forecast from different cities and regions. Dar es Salaam, minimum temperature is 21 degrees. Dodoma some periods expected at minimum temperature 17 degrees. Mbeya some periods expected at minimum temperature is 12 degrees. Mwanza thunder showers are expected at minimum temperature is 18 degrees. Kilimanjaro some periods expected at minimum temperature is 18 degrees. Morogoro rain showers are expected and minimum temperature is 18 degrees. Arusha some period is expected and minimum temperature is 15 degrees. From the Meteorological Authority, thank you and have a good night.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingo. We wish you a good night.
Naangalia TBC1, ukweli na uhakika. Tangazo. Shirika la utangazaji Tanzania TBC kupitia redio ndio chombo pekee kilichopata haki kutangaza matangazo ya mechi ya ligi kuu Tanzania. TBC inawakaribisha vituo vya redio kuwasiliana nasi kupitia email info@tbc.go.tz au simu namba 0735778891 au 0659949917 ili kujadiliana namna ya kushiriki kibiashara katika kurusha matangazo ya mechi hizo. Yoyote atakayerusha matangazo hayo bila kibali cha TBC